Hey, my name is Craig Filek. I'm the founder of Purpose Mapping, and we've been guiding highly successful men to clarify now what for the past 15 years. And we hired Danny several years ago to help out with our Go High Level, all of our tech, everything that I don't want to get my brain around because I'm a coach, I'm a content creator. Danny handles all the back end stuff, he integrates it all together. And after about, I don't even know, 6 to 12 months of working together, I stopped checking his work. Like he understood it so well that he just ran with it. And he's been our absolute linchpin of making the entire business work from a tech integration standpoint. I just reached a point where I knew that me building my own CRM was a mistake and it was costing me money. And so I found Danny, originally I found him on Upwork, and then eventually hired him directly, and we've been working together full time for a couple years. And so I'm making this video because he is a rare gem. Not only did he learn by building all the stuff for me, but I've probably invested $1 million in coaching and training and all kinds of shiny objects that I was chasing. And I'd say, hey, Danny, go learn this. And I'd give him the training. So he's learned all these things from Alex Hormozy and Taki Moore, who is like the coach's coach. Taki coaches Dan Martell and Alex Hormozy and Ryan Dice and a lot of these guys. And so I think if you're looking for somebody, particularly for a coaching business or a tech-driven company, where you have a lot of integration, where you have a lot of customization, Danny is absolutely one of the best that you can find. And because of where he's located in Costa Rica, he's an absolute steal for what he charges. Danny gets it. Like, I think his background is in circuit board manufacturing. So he worked for Intel. So he has an engineer's brain, and he really understands how things connect. I kind of think of Danny's brain like a circuit board designing facility, right? Where he's thinking through, this has to connect to this and it has to do this along the way. He just thinks like that. He's got a great personality. He's one of my favorite people to hang out with, work with. He's just fun. He gets it, and he's kind of funny. He's just, not like telling jokes, but he's just got like a funny personality. He's fun to hang out with. But number three, he loves to learn. Like, he really dives into stuff. And even when, it's like I'd be like, hey, here's a training, he would study that. He would keep the main thing going. He would study the new thing. And then he'd be running his own business on the side. He's the kind of guy that can juggle a lot of different things. And he was learning how to manage teams and how to, he's got a bunch of contractors and he runs a whole business on the side of his own. And I was just impressed that he could handle it all. And like whenever we would show up for our weekly calls, all of his tasks were done. He's very reliable. He has a lot of integrity. And I think the fourth thing, and really the most important thing, is he's not afraid to tell me no. Like, my favorite, I would train the rest of the team. I would say, Danny, what do you do? What do you not do? He goes, I integrate anything tech. I do not write copy. And he was very clear about that. So he just knows what his zone of genius is, and he knows what he's just never going to be amazing at. And so he's very comfortable saying no instead of giving me a half-hearted yes and then doing a shit job or doing a half-assed job and, under delivering. He always delivered because he always stuck to his zone of genius, which is rare and powerful. Any coaches would be lucky to have him because, like I said, he's got $1 million worth of training. He's worked with me for about 3 years, and he's grown tremendously. I think that he could come in and set up your whole business and ask you the right questions of like, okay, here's the sequence that we're going to send out when somebody opts in. We're going to do ads. We're going to go to this page, VSL, and then they're going to get email sequences, book a call, all this sort of stuff. We worked out some pretty advanced stuff, and he has all the templates. If I had to summarize my experience with Danny, in a sentence, I don't know if I could come up with a whole sentence. I'd probably just say grand slam. He'll tell you what he can and can't do. And what he can do, he does really well, and he really enjoys it. And he's just really fun to work with. So if you have a chance to work with him, I would say, you know, hire him for a package, do some limited work together and make sure that you guys enjoy working together, because obviously it's always a mutual interview. But try him out, give him a shot, see if he works out for what you need. And if you guys like each other, you'll be in really good shape for a really long time.